Welcome to Game Talk, where we're going to talk about popular games in the year 2015. Today we're going to talk about one game, and that game is called Undertale. Undertale. This is a game that came out on September 15, 2015. The game starts off telling you a story that there was a war between humans and monsters. In the end, the humans win, and they force the monsters to go underground. Then, you get another story telling you that a kid climbs up the mountain, and he falls down a hole and lands on a bed of flowers. He then wakes up and in the underground where he is trapped with the monsters. Many people have been telling me about this game since December. They have told me lots of great stuff about this game. They told me it had a good story, great music, and which I always like music from video games. Another thing they told me is that the game had 3 endings. The neutral ending, which everyone gets when they first play the game, which is a good and some bad ending together. Then it's the pacifist ending, which is the true ending in the game, and you don't hurt anyone, and it's the good ending. And then there's the genocide ending, where in the game you kill everyone, and it's also known as the evil ending. With the Super Bowl coming up, lots of you will want to go with your friends or families and go and celebrate. But the Super Bowl time is also known where a lot of people get drunk when they go drink and driving. Drinking and driving can cause a lot of stuff. You can crash and hurt yourself, or you can hurt someone else. Don't drink and drive. Make sure you have someone with you that can take you home, or you can call a taxi. When I first played the game, I had an easy time with it, and I loved the characters in the game. This game also features a thing called fourth wall breaking. If you don't know what fourth wall breaking is, it's when the characters in a TV show or game are aware that it's a game, and they speak directly to you, the player or the viewer. After I tried playing the game and I beat the game, and I got the neutral ending, I actually tried and decided to play between the pacifist ending or the genocide ending. But then I wanted to try the genocide ending second, so I tried that. Boy, does the game make you feel bad about it. When you try playing the genocide ending, all the characters want to know why you're being evil and why you make yourself do this decision. When you're playing the genocide ending, you fight the bosses, the same bosses as you did in the neutral run, but instead of them taking a couple hits to get killed, they die in one hit because you're actually just using all your force and not holding back. After doing this, you fight the first 3 bosses, which get killed in one hit. Then you fight the 4th one, which is a woman called Undying. This is the first boss you will have difficulty in the genocide route. I had so much trouble when I was fighting her. It took me a lot of tries. I always keep track on how many times I tried until I beat the boss. It took me 34 tries until I finally beat her. I have never felt so happy when I finally beat her. But then I realized something. After you beat her, she tells you she was only fighting you because she was only stalling you so everyone else in the city can get out. And that's when I realized that when I'm playing the genocide ending, you don't play as the hero as you did in the neutral run. You're playing as the villain this time. Want to make some quick cash? And do you love playing games? Well, you can go to www.alphadraft.com where you can play games and bet money on the teams you want. They have games as League of Legends and Counter-Strike where you can bet on your favorite teams and win money. Go right now if you want to win and place and win some money. Welcome back. After I realized, after being Undying and noticing that I was no longer playing the hero as I did in the neutral run, and I realized that I was playing the villain in the genocide round. That really shocked me because in most games you're used to playing as the hero. After beating her, you keep going down again the same way and you start beating bosses again in one hit. Then you come across someone named Sans. You also encounter him in the neutral run, but when you encounter him, he just gives you a warning saying that he kept track on how many people you killed in the game and how many you actually saved in the neutral run. And he lets you go through, just giving you a warning. If you really want to go through, there's no coming back. And that's it. He just lets you go through if you make that decision. But in the genocide ending, he does the same thing. He keeps track of how many people you killed, because since you killed almost everyone in the game, he then tells you that he's gonna fight you and not let you go through and destroy the world. After that, he asks you if you take one step closer, he'll fight you. And without even moving your character moves by itself and takes a step forward. After this, you fight Sans, and this is the second boss you will have trouble fighting in this game. Sans is always a boss that features fourth wall breaking. In other bosses that you fight, they don't keep track of how many times you have lost. You fight them, you lose, and if you start over, you go back and it's the same dialogue every time. But when you fight Sans, you fight him, and if you lose to him and you go back to him, he keeps changing the dialogue every time. After you lose to him 2 times, he says this. That expression on your face, that's the face of someone who's died twice in a row, and he mocks you every time you die and go back to fighting him. That was a big, huge fourth wall breaking that I always enjoyed in the game. After you beat him, which took me a lot of tries just like Undying, you keep going through the game, and you reach the end, and your character talks to you and says, "Is this really what you wanted? To destroy the world?" And it asks you, I can erase it all, or if you can keep on going. I decided to erase it all, and next thing you know, the game crashes, and I close the game. I start back up the game. Next thing I know, the screen is all black, and you hear nothing. That was a big fourth wall breaking I also enjoyed. The character in the game actually erased everything, even the game. That's all the time I have for today on Game Talk. I hope you learned about something new about the game I mentioned. I really recommend that you play Undertale. I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope I can see you another time.